So it seems like a lot of those things are related and they sort of have to connect. So the product, R&D and those types of things, it also relies a little bit on what the market is doing and what people are interested in. And that also flows into what you're doing and kind of trying to create a loop of we're building things people want. We have to tell people why it's so valuable because we already know they want it and keep that circle going. Something I've become really interested in more recently is I love Steve Jobs and his story.
I love him too.
So he built a product that people didn't know they wanted.
Yep.
So how do you anticipate demand? How do you focus on building also products that people didn't even know they needed?
It's not easy. Let's start with that.
He spent a lot of time most of his life
Steve Jobs did it. Steve Jobs is an outlier. He's a genius. So it's not like everybody wakes up in the morning and, oh, I've anticipated needs. I wish it was that easy. But I think that I would say that it's all about, like, I know it's going to sound probably, I don't know if this is what you're expecting, but soft skills, I think, are really important. Like being really curious. Like I think curiosity is a really, really big skills for people, especially that work in data and in technology. Like always having that open mind in saying, what can I learn next? What is happening? Like every morning I read the news. Every morning I read, like I listen podcasts. Every day I try to learn as much as possible instead of just focusing on like, okay, my day is going to be opening my laptop, doing what I'm doing, and then closing it when it's 5 p.m. and then go do other things, right? Like having that open mind and speaking with friends and speaking with colleagues and speaking with like always having that interaction active, I think that really helps in putting yourself in a position where you're wondering, okay, what's gonna happen next? How's the future gonna look like? So anticipating market needs or customer needs or consumer needs, I think it's all about always being aware of what customers are going and where they started from. So for me, for example, with the wave of generative AI, I like to think, how is this technology going to impact the future, right? What new business models is this technology going to bring? What is this going to mean for my job? What is this going to mean for my customers? What is this going to mean for my daily life? And so keeping these questions active, I think it's what really helps in trying to anticipate market needs. Then of course, you can never really know until you try it. Steve Jobs said it too, right? Like you have to move forward to be able to tell that you were right, what you did back. So then you try it and then you evaluate and then you see how you go. I think the past teaches us a lot. When I go and I talk to people about generative AI and I ask about, okay, show me how many of you think this is valuable, show me how many of you are skeptical, and I have a lot of people that have different reactions, and that's fine, right? Like I expect people to have, every new technology creates different reactions. I still remember when the first smartphone was launched in 2007, I remember some people were saying, who in the world?
This is stupid, it doesn't have a keyboard.
Yeah, and they were like, why in the world would you want to keep your photos in here? In this thing, right? I remember that, and if we think back about it now, it's like that was that was a need, and like only Steve Jobs anticipated, right? Like nobody saw it, but now we need to be able to look back.